Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your August new moon reading. The new moon is in Leo, slightly ahead of the 1st of August, and for Virgo rising, this will affect your 12th house, which is the area of the endings, the conclusions, the end of life, but also your childhood. So I think of this area of your chart as being the place where you learn the lessons from various activities, journeys you've taken in this life, and or the accumulation of lessons from other lives. So I want to thank all of you who have liked, subscribed, donated, shared, and commented to my channel and supported me in all the ways that you do. I'm deeply grateful, and it makes a huge difference to me. So let's get started, Virgo, with your overall energy for the first 2 weeks of August, the Eight of Pentacles. Virgo, this shows you working hard, putting and devoting yourself to the mastery of a particular craft, skill, or project. This shows you putting the finishing touches on something that is already solid, successful, and good, but that you are elevating the quality to a level of excellence that is reflecting your love and devotion to this task, this project, or this tool that you are creating and building. Beautiful energy that ensures success. This also can indicate you working on yourself. You're devoting yourself to healing. And with the past line, the preparation for August, we have the Fool, the Emperor, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. You are definitely beginning a path, beginning on a new adventure. You're already the boss of you. You're already in control of most of the critical elements of your life. You take direction and only recognize your own authority. And as a result, you are creating an inheritance, a legacy. You are building up a tool or a resource that will serve the people, everyone involved in this resource, in this will contribute to its generation. So you are putting together a legacy that will serve ever larger communities in a way that grows as more people participate in it. This is a tremendously big project, and I'm feeling a sense of, for some of you, a worldwide impact of this vehicle, this resource you are developing. Let's find out more about that, but you are taking something that you've already developed and taking it into a new direction. It's interesting because the Fool indicates that something that you have developed along very conventional lines and been rather successful at, you're really moving into an area where you want to explore the implementation, the impact of this legacy in a much broader way than formerly possible, than you had a clue to. So you're coming from a place of tremendous strength and tremendous internal work that has you aligning with your personal gifts and talents so that you are pursuing what will be of tremendous benefit to others. In your present, and this is the beginning of August, we have the Hermit card, the Death card, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Virgos, you are going through a tremendous amount of change at this time. I'm seeing you really moving into this project that you're working on, this legacy you're creating and contributing to, this sense of sovereignty of self, is really helping you recognize that the greatest source of authority comes from within. The more you learn, the more you accomplish, the more you recognize your own need to go within for the answers that exist. This is about you connecting with those authorities, those teachers, those supporters that you recognize as being relevant to your life path. And everything that you are learning, you are sharing with others, you are teaching to others. That is the requirement that you understand for the service that you have elected to provide. And Virgo is the sign of service. It's one of its many attributes, but you are using your own journey as a resource for the information and the tools that you are growing and learning. You are in a tremendous period of transition right now. You are moving out of, my sense is, something very prescribed, something very institutional. You may be involved in institutions of higher learning, of spirituality. It could even be a bank or a commercial institution. However, my sense is that you are making a huge transition from the material, practical, economic world of resources into a world of process, of feeling good, of allowing yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labors, for you to gaining a sense of confidence and joy in relating to others, sharing resources with others. And that is also a result of the tremendous service that you have been providing for so long, so that the rewards of that service are not only abundance, wealth, or prosperity, but they're also contentment, satisfaction, growth, not just for you, but for an entire community, an entire culture, but certainly for those that you love. This transition is really allowing you to let go, to release a very, in this case, a productive past in order to net yourself greater joy, relaxation, recreation, creative opportunities. You're really also looking at how this abundance allows you to be more creative in more ways, how it empowers you to enjoy, relax, and receive. And therein lies the transition, I believe, for you. Tens as well are portals. You have completed, you have achieved, you have mastered a situation for which you are being rewarded, and you are ready to step to a new level. This is an absolutely beautiful reading so far. In your immediate future, you have the Lovers. You have the Six of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Indeed, this is very much about making choices to choose yourself. And isn't it sort of a paradox that the more you give, the more you are capable of receiving, understanding your deservedness, your worthiness to receive, not always needing to be in control, needing to be the boss, being the caretaker, but instead really recognizing that the joy that you are now moving towards, you are benefiting from. Part of the tremendous benefits for you personally are about the ability to receive, to let in love, to let in nurturance and attention, to balance out your social participation, your partnerships, all your relationships based on a much stronger sense of yourself. And that sense of yourself, that relationship with yourself, is really about aligning with your potential for all of your accomplishments. There is much more that you can achieve. And that more is very much about receiving the benefits, really receiving the benefits from specifically your relationships, but also understanding equity, so that your need right now is to be cared for, to be attended to be acknowledged and recognized for the choices you're now making to empower yourself with even higher potential. And this is, interestingly, as Virgo is a sign of service, this process you're going through, this journey that you are on at this time to balance out equity in your relationships, harmonize the flow of resources within relationships and beyond your relationships, is very much putting you in deep alignment and communication with your cultural history, your ancestral legacy, your heritage, your memory, your personal history. And for those that are comfortable with the idea of reincarnation, you are tapping into perhaps those lifetimes lived, but at least those ancestors who have lived and prepared your life for you. I'm going to clarify the Death card in the middle with the Five of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Interesting. So part of this transition that you are fielding right now in the early parts of August is around your ability to welcome in information, to ask for assistance, to facilitate conversation, discussion, or even discourse, to manage that in a way that allows you to listen. And this is part of your preparing yourself to receive, your ability to consider the source of information that you receive, to understand that your request for help, your need for assistance is not a reflection, is not internalized, or is not judged by you. You do not judge others or yourself. You simply ask for the information, gather it up, and hear it all, but able to detach yourself from your emotions, detach yourself from your needs in order to hear the information, to discover truths, to look at the way you are constructing truth for yourself and for others, so that you are cultivating this ability to witness your behaviors, witness your thoughts, witness your actions in a way that is less and less reactive and more responsive. And that comes about through listening, through inviting a variety of discourse into the conversation, into the debate, into your consideration. I'm also going to clarify the Six of Pentacles here with the Seven of Swords and the Justice card. You have withstood a lot of, I want to say, miscommunication, misdirection, perhaps hurt, betrayal, dishonesty in some of your communication, certainly within your relationships. In fact, your relationships have been perhaps plagued by an inability to communicate honestly. And that is something that you are rectifying through this deep work that you are doing on yourself. You are taking stock of your weaknesses and strengths and recognizing perhaps a lack of honesty with which you have entered into relationships, making assumptions about the needs of others and overlooking your own needs. This is something that has led to your being insecure, um, self-doubting, even self-sabotaging in relationships, so that you are looking at this ability to balance the relationship with yourself and with others as a form of addressing the wrongdoing, the injustices that you have not only received but have meted out to others. How you have been the perpetrator as well as the victim of this imbalance, this inability to communicate honestly, truthfully, openly with yourself and with your partners, even with yourself particularly, so that you're now coming into a fuller sense of who you are. Virgo, I'm going to finish off this reading with a hummingbird oracle to lighten things up in keeping with our summer in the Northern Hemisphere. And I have pulled Heart Song. I hope you can see these beautiful cards without too much glare. And it says, your heart is opening and singing of sweet, unconditional love. I'm going to leave it here for you, Virgo, and thank you so much for your time. A beautiful reading, and until next time, Namaste.